What's going on, YouTube? Woo! So, little story time for you. This is overall, I'm going to call this video like Destination Addiction. Finding happiness. Alright, so story time. So, all through my 20s, pretty much, I've worked construction, and a lot of that was on the road, traveling. And I've ran crews and done it. Done it all, kind of, a little bit of everything. But I was on the road a lot through my 20s and staying in different hotels and traveling all over. I'd come home for like one day a week and just do laundry and crash and then be back at it like the next day. And I've traveled to I've traveled through about half of America. I've been through about 30 states or so right now. And anyway, my cousin one day, actually, we were hanging out and I was kind of whining about something, and he was like, dude, you've got destination addiction. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? And it basically means like you're addicted on just being at the next place, and you're not like content just like where you are. And I had never heard about destination addiction, but so I kind of looked into it a little bit more, and it's just stuck in my mind. And I come from Montana, and Montana is, we have pretty small towns. There's not a lot of people here. There's like 1 million across the whole state. And there's a lot of, even though Montana is beautiful, there's a lot of like depression and drugs and things here. And with that, there's like a high suicide rate. And, it's, Montana is a beautiful place, but, it's just not, like, it doesn't have everything, we're like kind of roughing it in some ways. And it's cloudy here like 300 days of the year. We're overcast and this and that. And so there's a lot of depression and things if you're just sitting in Montana, like living here year round. There's lots of snow and this and that, and you get cooped up in your house and whatever, and it's like you want to go outside, but there's snow. And anyway, so with that, a lot of people do drugs, and there's a lot of depression, a lot of suicides. And I'm not like depressed or nothing, but what I've realized is that when I was on these trips and away for weeks and stuff, I realized that like I still carried all of my same thoughts with me wherever I went. Like I still have this, I'm still me no matter where I go. I could be on the beach, I could be on the mountaintop, I could be at the lake, like on the river, whatever. And like you could be on the beach just like crying, unhappy, miserable, or whatever, right? Is what I've found with traveling. So it doesn't matter necessarily where you're at, but what does matter is like what you think about on the daily and like where your mind is at all the time. And like if I took a really broke, depressed person and put them on the beach, they're gonna still have the same thoughts for the most part, you know, on the beach. Like it takes like a whole bunch of, there's like a lot more factors than just where you're at that makes you happy, I guess. And that's what I'm saying, destination addiction comes in. It's like, I know some people that they hate Montana, grew up here, and then they move to Vegas, and then they live there for a year, then they hate that place, and now they're moving to California. And I'm just sitting here thinking like, dude, you are just miserable, you know? It's not the place. Like every place has its ups and downs. But if you're miserable, you're going to be just as miserable somewhere else, if not worse or whatever. Like it's not always greener on the other side, right? That's like destination addiction. And so it's also like extroverted thinking. So if your happiness comes from where you are and what car you drive and how pretty you are and what you wear, like if that's how you get your happiness all the time and from other people and stuff, that's only gonna last like so long, because happiness is kind of like humor. Like I can tell you a joke and you might laugh at it for 5 minutes, but if I told you that same thing over and over and over for, like, it's not gonna, you're eventually gonna get sick of it and you'll be like, stop telling me this joke, right? And also like it's short-lived. Happiness is short-lived, just like a joke. Like you're not gonna be laughing at the same joke probably in 30 years if you heard it every single day for 30 years, right? So that's like happiness is like, it comes, it's there for a few minutes, and then it's like back to neutral. And if your neutral isn't very good, then you're not going to be happy no matter where you are. It does not matter where you are if you can't like find it within yourself. And like I said, that comes with a lot of like external things I've noticed. A lot of the happiest people in their careers and just in life are like farmers and ranchers and people that prioritize like their family and prioritize like their health and things like that. Not necessarily like having the nice car or going to Europe or whatever it is. It's more like the happiest people are more introverted and they are able to like work on themselves in their own homes. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about with this whole thing. Is like, yeah, just that. Like where I live, there is a lot of depression and, you know, stuff from like the local people. But, you know, find like your neutral and like work on that and try doing some like introverted things by just like working on yourself. Like if you're constantly if you think extroverted all the time and you're constantly trying to change the world around you, you're gonna be probably pretty unhappy. Whereas if you like look in yourself and you're like, you know, what makes me happy is you know, getting up and moving, going to the gym, and making sure I'm eating good food, and listen to that song you like, or whatever, like that. Like, do some things for yourself, and it'll like, that'll like change the world around you, you know. But if you're constantly looking outwards on things, trying to change things, and you're comparing yourself to other people and stuff, you are going to be pretty miserable, I would think, overall. So yeah, I when I think about this stuff, I think a lot about the destination addiction and like concept, because like I've pretty much have seen people like crying on the beach and crying on the mountain, and it's like you're just unhappy. You're so unhappy on like just your neutral is just so low. You know, and that comes from like within. Like, I could give a miserable person like $1,000 and it's gonna last for like, I don't know, like maybe a week, and then it's gone, and that's not gonna fix your problems. So if you're watching this video, hopefully this helps you with something. But I've been thinking about this a lot over the last like day, and so that's why I wanted to talk about it. But yeah, it's a real thing. Like, I realized when I moved back home, I was like, you know, yeah, time to work on myself, you know. It's like, and I've been doing it. It feels good, but just kind of telling you guys my journey a little bit with that. So hopefully this helps. Later.